In this demonstration, you will learn how to configure a Windows Server IaaS VM to support Azure Active Directory login without the deployment of Azure Active Directory domain services. To start, I select Virtual Machines. I'm going to add a new virtual machine. I select Add. On the Create a Virtual Machine page, I select my resource group and I select Tailwind RG. I give the virtual machine a name, TWT 2019 VM. I select the Windows Server 2019 Data Center image. I provide the username of Prime and I provide an appropriate password. I do not need a public inbound port as I will be using Azure Bastion to connect to this virtual machine. I select Next and I accept the default disk configuration. I select Next and I am going to create a new virtual network that is separate from the Azure Active Directory Domain Services network that was used in other demonstrations. So I specify the address range. I then create a special subnet named Alpha that has the address range 10.2.0.0/24. This virtual machine will sit on this subnet, which is not related to the Azure Active Directory Domain Services subnet that is also active in this particular subscription. I select OK. I make sure that network is selected, then I select the management blade. On the management blade, to get sign-in using an Azure Active Directory identity, I need to turn on two options. The first option I need to enable is System Managed Identity. So I set that to on. When that's turned on, I can then use login with AAD credentials, which you can see at the time this demonstration is created is in preview. I'll leave all other options in this page in their default configuration. I select Advanced. I make no changes on the Advanced page. I select Tags, and then I select Review and Create. It reviews the configuration, validates it, and then I select Create to create the virtual machine. The deployment commences, and now the deployment is complete. I go back and then select my list of virtual machines, and I can see my new virtual machine that I select. I then go to the Access Control blade. On the Access Control blade, I select Role Assignments, and I verify which existing role assignments are present. And I can see that Prime Admin is listed as the owner of this particular virtual machine. This is because this Prime Admin account is being used to create the virtual machine. What I do now is I select Add and I select Role Assignment. On the Add Role Assignment page, I select the Virtual Machine Administrator login role. I then specify the user account that I wish to have this role. In this case, I select Omega Administrator. I then select Save, and it assigns Omega Administrator the Virtual Machine Administrator role. This will allow me to sign on to this virtual machine using this Azure Active Directory account. I go back to the Overview page, I select Connect, and then I select Bastion. On the Bastion page, I provide the credentials omega admin@tailwindtraders.net, and then I provide the password for this account. I select Connect. A Bastion instance is used then to connect me via the browser and remote desktop protocol through to the Windows Server 2019 machine that we deployed earlier in the demo. And as you can see, I am able to make a connection using that Azure Active Directory account. I select the local server node, and you can see that the computer is still a member of a work group, which indicates that the computer is not joined to an Active Directory instance. So, in this demonstration, I have been able to connect to a computer using an Azure Active Directory account, even though the computer itself is not joined to any Active Directory domain.